Tonight, rent prices in Kent have skyrocketed by more than 20% in the last 6 years, while people's salaries have barely increased. That's according to new figures released by the GMB Southern Region, who estimate the average monthly price for a two-bedroom flat in the county is almost £800, while earnings have only gone up by 4%. To talk more about this, I'm joined by Craig Sullivan from Student House Gillingham. Thank you very much for coming in. It seems like this is a story we talk about a lot. Is it ever going to stop increasing?
I'm afraid not. I feel that there's a massive supply and demand issue, and unless the government do more in terms of building more houses and a lot quicker, unfortunately that's never going to stop. It
does seem a bit tricky since the salaries are not really going up much, but house prices are increasing at such a rate. It must be more and more difficult for people to find somewhere to live.
Absolutely, and as well, landlords are taking an absolute battering as well. There's a lot of tax changes. For example, Section 24, where landlords can now not offset their tax based on their mortgage interest repayments, which means reduced profit for them. And ultimately, what are they going to do? They're going to pass that on to the tenants. So that means pushing up rent prices. So I think it's only going to get worse.
And why, in particular, in Kent, are these prices constantly rising?
Because geographically, we're near London, well, Medway is, and basically commenting on Medway, on the area that I occupy. It's only 45 minutes to an hour from London, and that's the east of London. If you look to the west of London, you're looking at a lot more expensive property stock. So Medway is really attractive right now, and so the demand is going to be even higher. And that, again, it's just going to have a knock-on effect to the prices.
It does seem that Medway is a bit on the up in terms of prices. I think it's gone up by 23%, which is slightly more than the average. Is that in particular to do with regeneration in the area?
Absolutely, that's a large part of it. There has been a lot of regeneration. But like I said, I think landlords as well are thinking, well, have a minute, my profit's going to be low next year because of these tax changes, so I'm going to push up my rents to cover it. That people have been given the option to put it into a limited company. However, by the time you actually work out the benefit of that, you're not going to see the benefit for like 15, 20 years. So the short-term thing is just hike up the rents.
And do you think the government should be doing anything to kind of curb the amount that the prices can go up?
I think the government should be easing the legislation. For example, every time you push legislation on a landlord, again, that increases the prices because landlords have got to spend money to meet the legislation. For example, the new EPC certificates, it's a minimum of E now. So that means if your property falls below that, you're legally not allowed to rent it out. So landlords have got to spend more money to boost it up. So again, what are they going to do once it's done? Raise the rents.
So I'm sure we'll be talking about it for months to come. Thanks ever so much.